Well, we were renting a house up in the Black Mountain area, and the person that lived beside us had built with Rykon and was very pleased with their house build. And then when we came up to Kettle Valley, it was Paula who gave us the 4 companies that were building up in the Lake Point, or in the Point area, and Rykon was a name we recognized, and so we decided to talk to them and see what was going to give us some information about how to build in Kelowna.
We also talked to 2 small builders and one other sort of a bigger builder like Rykon, maybe not quite as large, but it was interesting how just how much information and how detailed in their process, how defined it was in comparison to the other contractors. And in fact, the other large builder said, you can't build your home for the price you want to build it for. So we decided to go with Rykon when we actually, after looking at houses and seeing it, in fact, they said that we can get really close to what we're looking for. So
I also think the time they spent with us, we needed some specific things in our home. Boris has a disability and we needed an elevator, we needed a wheelchair accessible home. And so I think the fact that Kim from Rykon took us around to many homes that they had built to try and find a plan that could be adaptable to our needs. And we didn't see that with other people. People said they could do it, but they couldn't give us a home to look at that we could look at and decide if it was going to work for us. And I think that really was what swayed our opinion to build with Rykon.
We're definitely, it was as if they were building their own home. You know, that's when you sort of see how dedicated really they are. You know, how many times we sort of walked in here and said, oh, well, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed. And with James Peters came in and said, oh, well, I've already told the trades they need to fix that and that and that. It was as if everything was picked out before we even noticed it. So he was very diligent, very dedicated to what he was doing, very knowledgeable, you know, very particular about making sure things were done, you know, right.
Our final walkthrough, when they did the final walkthrough, the Billy and James, when they were walking through, they were picking things out that needed to be fixed that I didn't even notice. And so that was kind of interesting that, oh, okay, oh yeah, right, yes, that does need to be fixed, but I hadn't noticed it. But their keen eye was able to pick out the things that they felt needed to be done before we moved in. Well, I think our reason for coming to Kelowna was an adventure. Boris retired and we decided we'd go on an adventure and see if we really could live in the Okanagan. We were here 6 months and decided to build a house. We found the beautiful lot with a view here, and Rykon has made the dream come true. So it's no longer an adventure, I guess we live here.
In Kelowna, we've built in Winnipeg. We used, original home was built by a contractor. We had a general contractor, a home builder that we picked. And actually the last house we built, which was, I guess now was 15, 16 years ago, in '96, I was a general contractor myself, so I did all the hiring and all the planning for it, and we hired an architect to do the plans. And from, again, looking at how Rykon has set up their, even their pricing for their homes and everything, their management fees, knowing how much work is involved with being a general contractor, let alone doing all the budgeting, getting all the biddings done and everything. You know, it was really looking at what they were charging. It was a non-issue. It was really very affordable to be able to use them as a general contractor.
If we had concerns, we felt the staff at Rykon were approachable. They would respond to our emails, and in a couple instances, even when we went directly to the trades because of certain situations, they were very responsive and helped us solve the problem in a very timely fashion. So we can't say that this was all that stressful. to build this house. It was, of course, we were a bit experienced. We'd already built our own house and had dealt with trades before. And so, but I think that we knew what we wanted, and we were pretty clear at the beginning what we wanted. And I think that was communicate with the people at your builder, because they really did work very hard to build us a quality home. At the beginning, when we first met with Billy, she gave us a list of the preferred trades that Rykon deals with, and I must admit I was a bit taken aback that they gave us a list, but now I know why. The reason is every one of those trades did a good job, everyone was committed to doing a good job, and it shows in the workmanship within the home. Everyone who's come in has enjoyed it, and we enjoy it. It's easy.
It's easy to get around.
It's
everything we wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the accessibility. I've got my big screen TV and sort of my multimedia room. It's not a room by itself, but in the rec room, and it's so I can enjoy my time down there if I want to watch a movie or something, and I can get to it. We can get out to the yard, up, down. We've had a number of people stay here already, and it's just a nice place, nice house, a nice home. Okay.
They were on time, they were doing their work and doing it well, and that's what made a difference in how our house was built.
The best way to say it would be great value to get with using every one of their preferred trades. I can't think of any example where one was a little bit, we weren't satisfied with them. I mean, the quality of the tiling, the quality of the cabinetry company that was on the preferred list, the heating company, the electrical company, one after another. It's just very quality companies and great value. We actually looked into buying homes, even a home that was pre-built, that was maybe only a year old, 6 months, a year old, essentially brand new home, versus one that was older. And two things is the cost of modifications. We have friends who did some pretty extensive modifications, but they spent well over $100,000 on their home. Making a home accessible compared to what these people had done, now you start talking about hallways, you start talking about entrances, you start talking about finding an area in a home that's like 6 feet by 6 feet that you can put an elevator, and you have space if you have like we have a walkout on the main floor and the lower floor, or God forbid if you wanted to go to a 2-story, having to find that space on all 3 floors where you can accommodate that becomes a major issue. Bathrooms, you're talking about redoing completely, gutting from scratch bathrooms. The cost, there's no savings to renovating a home as compared to building a new one. And I guess the nice thing about building a new one, you can do it exactly the way you want without having to worry about structures, about support walls, that sort of thing. So, things coming up when sort of general schedule was, when certain people would be in heating, plumbing, whenever trades were in, we knew advance. Things like we were doing bathroom and tiling and that. We had a meeting on that issue, and knew exactly what we were going to get before it was being built. So I'd say the communications was great.
I think the thing that was our first impression was the fact that when we were looking at homes, and we went and looked at some spec homes and some homes that Rykon had built, when we couldn't find anything that was suitable for our home, Kim from Rykon started phoning up former clients and asked if we could go and look at their house. And for people who've already built with the company, are willing to open their home for you to come in and see their home, those people must have been satisfied. And we went and looked at 2 or 3 homes that had been built by Rykon, and found the plan for our home at one of those homes. And to me, that's a good testament that the company is doing a good job if people are willing for you to come back and are satisfied with their home.
And we definitely are.